The Writer's Wardrobe is dedicated to the following exceptional 16 patrons: Allibear, Anna Bowman, Curtis Murray, Dan Blonk, David Stanton, Jake Brennan, Jessica Willis, John Sheather, Miko, Mily Pauline Cantwell, Pauline Cantwell, R.M. Moore, Robyn Kemp, Tommy J, and Tova Opatrny. It would be the sensational 17, but Sarah hasn't signed up yet. Have you, Sarah? I'm joking, but not really.
Leumas, what are you doing?
I'm just wrapping up the show with a dedication.
What do you mean, wrapping it up?
I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore.
What?
I'm quitting.
You can't quit. There's a half dozen of those patrons that'll be mildly disgruntled.
I'm sure they don't want to see me any more injured than I already am.
You don't look injured.
I was attacked by a wolf last week, savaged, right here on the show, and before that we had your drunken larrikin of a son bellowing about pubic hair. Prior to that we had fucking Jacoby singing about getting kicked in the fruits. It's too much, and it's not worth it. When I came up with the idea, I had a vision of all of my characters getting along and working together to tell their stories. What I've got is so far south of the idea it's not funny.
That's exactly what's made it popular with your 3 fans.
It all started with you, Jack. It seems fitting that it should end with you too.
You can't be serious.
As serious as an albino in the sun without sunblock.
You can't leave your fans in the lurch like this.
The patrons will be taken care of, don't you worry. Over the next 6 weeks, I'll be releasing my zombie film on Patreon. And if you're listening and would like to be credited as a producer and have access to the episodes as they're released, this week is your chance. It's a little thank you I've worked up for those showing their support.
You're worried about a couple of songs, and yet you're promoting Brainless.
What's your point?
Brainless is the most vulgar creation to ever grace the internet.
You've got far more vulgar in your search history. Or did you forget that I stumbled upon that?
Irrelevant. It's 53 minutes long.
What's your point?
You said f*** 60 times.
I know, the censor guy is going to rage at me.
And it's a zombie film.
Zombies are awesome.
You've only got like 5 of them in there.
We were on a budget.
A budget?
Yes, Jake and I combined our weekly wages for the budget of the film. We ended up having like half a dozen fake limbs and about 10 buckets worth of fake blood.
That's another thing, the gore.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
I mean, you had like 6 fake limbs, but only one of them appears in the film.
There was a lot cut from the final, okay? There was one scene where Jeff beats a zombie to death with its own arms, but it never made the final cut.
That would have been fantastic. Why would you cut that?
Our zombie called in sick. I'm just happy we kept the zombie baby in there.
You had a zombie baby?
Oh yeah. The film isn't for the faint of heart.
So how does it compare to a typical zombie film?
Well, it's only 2/3 as long for a start.
Good start.
It's got plenty of gore.
Always good in a horror.
Plenty of slapstick and even some genuine comedy.
Unexpected, but sounds good.
A big gunfight.
Wouldn't noise attract the zombies?
Yes, but we were on a budget.
Right, of course.
Oh, and about 600 gay jokes.
You can't do that in this social climate. It's suicide.
Oh no, they're quite tasteful. I got gay joke approval from my 2 gay friends and a half-gay one I met on the internet.
That's bizarre, but I'll get more details off you later. My point, if you'd forgotten I was trying to make one, is that you went ballistic over a raunchy song, but you're releasing a film that is worse than the entire podcast combined.
Film is a different media. It's one thing to have a podcast with a clean rating, but when it comes to film, people expect swearing and gore, gunshots, partial nudity, crowbars being used to pry bullets out of asses. And on that note, Jack, I'm off.
Don't you do it, Lou. Don't give up on this thing.
I'm sorry, Jack, but I'm off to become a wealthy director, actor, editor, and I don't think there's anything else at this point that can change my mind. I still have nightmares about that wolf latching onto my kneecap.
It nipped you on the calf, it's hardly a... Listen, please don't go.
Don't make this harder than it already is. Goodbye, Jack.
No, wait!
And goodbye to all of you, my loyal listeners. If you need your fix, Brainless will be released on the Patreon over the next 6 weeks. Thank you so much for listening. This has been The Writer's Wardrobe.